This is a Fox News alert. Breaking news out of California. 25 people are dead and 9 still missing after a fire broke out on a scuba boat in Southern California near Santa Barbara. This morning, a grim recovery effort underway as chilling distress calls reveal disturbing details about the doomed ship. We do want to warn you, this is very troubling to listen to.
I can't breathe. Can you get back on board and unlock the boat, unlock the doors so they can get off? You don't have any firefighting gear at all? No fire extinguishers or anything? Is this the captain of the Conception? Was that all the crew that jumped off? There's no escape hatch for any of the people on board.
No escape hatch for any of the people that were on board. U.S. Coast Guard Lieutenant Commander Matthew Kroll joins us now with an update. Matthew, this is so troubling to know that those folks were out there trying to enjoy themselves on a scuba trip and they were caught. I understand there were bunk beds inside. Were these passengers asleep and they just got trapped underneath there?
Well, first, I know that a lot of families are waking up this morning still in disbelief of what happened yesterday. Right. So my heart is with them as we find out more information. As far as what happened, right now our main concern is to get multiple assets on scene. We're still in active search right now. We had crews on scene overnight and will continue this morning that are looking for any survivors or any signs of life. So that's our number one concern. Later, we will be digging into and having an investigation to figure out not only what happened, but how it happened so that we can prevent these types of incidents in the future.
So we understand that the crew was experienced, the ship had a great reputation. This whole thing doesn't seem on the surface to be an accident waiting to happen, to say the least.
No, it's difficult to tell what actually happened. We do know that it happened very quickly, which is why everything escalated and it's very difficult for people to get off. By the time our crews were on scene, the boat was already fully engulfed with flames, and we had to put those flames out first before we could even get on board. So it was a very intense situation faced by multiple crews out there yesterday morning. And
the Conception was anchored just about 20 yards off of Santa Cruz Island when it caught fire at 3:15 in the morning on Monday. But, Matthew, in listening to some of those emergency calls, the 911 calls, why were the doors locked?
So we can't confirm if they were locked or unlocked at this time. That's going to have to come out in an investigation later on, and will most likely start today and tomorrow as we continue search efforts this morning and into the later morning.
Okay, so we don't know for sure
whether...
don't
know at this point.
Right, we don't know whether or not they were locked for sure, but why would hypothetically, why would anybody ever lock those doors on a boat?
Well, a lot of boats have watertight doors just for just overall stability and security of the vessel, so that if the doors are open, the boat becomes less stable. So a lot of times there are what we call watertight doors. It's unclear at this point where and which doors were hatched or were locked and which ones were not. That's going to have to come out later. Right now, our main concern is just to keep finding or keep looking for survivors out there.
I was reading that the captain and 4 colleagues jumped over, and then 1 other crew member and 33 passengers were trapped and had no way to escape. Is that accurate?
That's the information we're going off of now. The 4 crew members were rescued very quickly after our boats got on the scene yesterday morning, and we continued to search all yesterday morning with no signs of life for survivors. So just a tragic story all around, and our hearts really are still with the families as we get more information on this story.
And lastly, real quick, I heard one exchange where he said, you know, they're locked downstairs, and one of the operators, the emergency operators, said, "Can you get back in and unlock and get them out?" Are you concerned about the actions of the crew, or did they not have a choice just to jump overboard?
Well, anytime there's an accident of this magnitude, we're always concerned about what contributed to the accident. So we will be looking into that. At this point, it's just too early to make a decision on what actually happened. So, again, that will come out in the investigation as we continue through the next weeks and months into this.
Gotcha.
Well, it is a terrible story. Joining us from Santa Barbara this morning, Coast Guard Lieutenant Commander Matthew Kroll. Matthew, thank you very much.
Thank you, Matthew.